your noses pounces on you, ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your bolts from across the floor. Noses your Nicky Wakey Tilde Matilde hee hee.
It's just not as fun when I'm on the receiving end.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Art of Law Show.
Hello.
Oh,
Yahoo!
yes, hooray, hello. Oh,
Crackheads have assembled.
something look off. Nope, never mind. That's good. All right, well, we're here for another episode. Gonna actually do some Peyton lore this time since everybody's here. And we got our +1. So
Yeah,
I,
bow.
I want to say hello to Professor. Thank you for being here. Hello, Cheerio. Thank you for being here. I have to get the intro music fixed, and all the intro music is broken for some reason, so I have to get that fixed, and then I will have Cheerio's music up yet again. Until then, I've been finding random stuff to use that I have to chop out later. Anywho, um, yeah. So as I go over to the paint screen, we're just gonna keep working on backlog stuff. I'm trying to make some room on this one shelf here, so I'm just trying to get a few of these sister models done, start out of my way. And then I have one. I'm going to finally finish Bob's tank, and then I also have two of my boys want 2 things painted. So I'm going to try to get all that going in the next couple months, and then we will go back to the list. The list. Yes. Here we are.
4
Here
months
we are.
later.
I gotta fix this. This is off. There we go. There we go.
Oh shit! Stick. So how you guys been?
Just
Yeah.
wonderful.
Wonderful.
Looking forward to this weekend.
Yes, this weekend is
Shit.
definitely gonna be good.
Should prove very interesting.
Space girls.
There'll be no handguns brought down, but I will probably bring my 30-30 and my 410. My lever guns.
I will also be bringing the 30-30. I will be bringing the 44 mag.
For the lever god, just keep it out of idiot children's hands.
If I could find the ammo for it, I was thinking about bringing down the 308.
How do you think I got a box? What 308 you got?
And my odd sticks.
What kind of odd 6?
It's just the same one I had last year. Last time you went down there. It was the just the basic deer rifle I hunt with.
Have you ever fired an M1 Grand, Kyle?
I have not.
I have added something I'm going to bring down.
Do you really have one?
Of course I have an M1 Grand. Are you shitting me?
Fucking
I
awesome.
wouldn't be surprised if Bob didn't have one.
I have a 1911. I have an M1 Grand. I am missing two. I'm missing 2 of the easily get a holdables, or I'm missing 2 easy get a holdable World War II guns, and I'm missing 2 pain in the dick to get hold ofs. Can you guess the pain in the dick a hold ofs?
I'm going to assume one's a Tommy gun.
That's actually considered the easy to get a hold of.
Really?
Yeah, it's just expensive as fuck. Oh fuck! I think I've shot a Johnson once, Alan, in my life.
But what about the bar?
That's the one I've been looking for. That's the pain in the dick.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me.
And the Winchester Model 1897 Trench variant. I need to find Lucille.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah, I have a 1911. You
Mixing
already
the
saw
auto
my
guns is not cheap. Oof, yeah, I can imagine. Emil Grant is my grail gun. The only gun that matches the work of Saint Browning. That'd be the Professor. 30-30s are lots of fun but loud. Yeah, 30-30s. Yeah, I got. I'm bringing the 30-30 down because the second oldest daughter wants to go hunting, and so I'd let her try with the 30-30. Also over here, for some reason, the chat box is fucked. I thought I turned it off, but apparently it's not off. And I don't know what happened to my chat box, and I don't know why the fuck it's suddenly a different style and why it's way out of shape. No matter what I did, it will not get fixed. So I might just need to see about. I might see if somebody can help me out with that later. I don't know what the fuck.
Professor, I carry a Walter PPQ simply because my 1911's far too fucking nice. I don't ever want to run the risk of it getting seized by a cop if I have to use it. You probably know it's a Les Bear Thunder Ranch, which is a very, very nice 1911, as Kyle can attest.
Yes, it was very nice. So is still very nice. There's no was.
But yeah,
Said
I
I
have a
was using sound alerts died. So my version of Bob is dead. Really, it died. Like the website went under.
Huzzah! Freedom!
Ours still works, Bob.
Oh. But I'll tell you a little story about me doing a stupid with an M1 Grand. Professor, do you know what black tip 30-06 is? I'll give him a second to respond. I didn't when I got my hands on a fuckload of it. So I was just shooting it off into a hill. Kyle, do you know what black tip 30-06 is?
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was high-powered armor-piercing rounds. That I'm just thumping into a hill
Nice.
at a target. Do you want to know what an end block of black tip 30-06 is, Kyle?
How much?
Do you want to take a guess?
No, I don't.
With the end block. Suffice to say, it's close to about $120 because you can't get armor-piercing ammo no more.
Yep, there it is.
Or 8 of the sons of bitches, plus the end block.
Oh Jesus!
Ow.
For just the block, it's 120. God damn.
For 8, not a box
Driving
of 20.
home, but I'm
8.
here, so you're in the car speakers. Tractor!
Black
What's
tip
up, Joe?
ammo,
What's up, Condor?
Warhammer. Yes, it is that expensive. But yeah, I'll add the grand. I'll bring the grand down. I also have a Lee Enfield. I just gotta find 308 or 303 British.
Oh, you actually got Enfield?
I have a sporterized Enfield, and
You should
I'm
just
a little
bring that
upset.
stuff down to show my grandfather. I think he would love to see that shit.
I hate the sporterized version of. My grandfather cut it down, bless his heart, because back then 303 British was cheap as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you used it back in those days when they were younger because, well, you didn't have much when you can get your hands on 303 British for fucking a third of the price of everything else. Besides 22.
See, I'm planning on bringing down. I got 2 guns. First, I got my pump shotgun, which I have not fired yet. And I've had it for like fucking 4 years. And then I was going to bring down the Typhoon semi-automatic shotgun.
Another anti-aircraft gun for when we decide to shoot skeet.
I actually did find out something because I looked it up. I cannot stick that force reset trigger into my VX80.
All Dragon's Breath rounds. I bought a
Sadly,
box
Kyle-
of those to fire out my shotgun. The Art of Boomsticks. Meet up when?
This weekend.
It is actually going to be this weekend. We're having a meetup. And we're going to be
But I
slightly
am-
closer to you, Professor, than normal, because we'll be in Pennsylvania, which is, I mean, yeah, it's a little more east, but it's a little more south, too.
So I say there's a few things I'm probably going to bring. I probably won't bring the shotgun again. I don't want to eat your grandfather's fucking ammo supply up.
I offered to get more, and he told me no. He's like, it's fine. I don't
Yeah.
shoot anyways. I said, I'll refill what we fired last time.
And he's like, no.
He won't have it. I'm like, okay.
Change his turn single switch? Oh no. Have fun with that project.
I have
Oof.
a bunch of ammo anyways from my dad's old locker.
I might bring my 6.8 barrel for that Stag Arms, and you can finally see my hunting rifle.
Well, before we go down, I'm getting the I'm going to that Cabela's by the by our house here, Alan, and I'm gonna be stopping getting some 44 mag, and I'm gonna see if they got 308.
They got both. I was just there yesterday.
Oh, beautiful.
I might bring that 300 rum just to finish sighting it in with that new scope. Even though I'm not going to Canada anymore this year.
Well, you can still get it sighted in and still play with it.
Well, I want to keep the ammo count on that bitch low, but I'll let you guys put a round or two through it. Not because of any other reasons, because a box of 20 rounds is $150 fucking dollars.
It's not bad in my car for once. Just a few bolts under the steering wheel column. The only thing on that fucking car that isn't hard to get to.
Wow. I'm shocked. I'm sad. I am, dare I say, bamboozled. But enough about the art of blowing shit up and grilling steaks like a bunch of mountain men.
Save that for
We're
the
here to
weekend.
talk about. We're talking about the lore.
The lore.
Kyle, do you remember who I said we were speaking about this week?
I do. Was it supposed to be Sevatar?
Sevatarian. Jago Sevatarian. Known as Sevatar, the Prince of Crows.
Night Lords!
Night Lords. Was the captain of the Antimatar. The Antimater. You know what? I always fuck this one up because it's one of those weird.
I know what you're
Fucking
talking about. The Adamantar or something like that?
Yes, the Animantar. We'll go with
Yeah,
that.
because I remember the first book, the Soul Hunter book. They were in there.
So,
I'd like to
Who
see the
is-
marijuana rule rescinded for purchases. They can tell that I have a med card, so I can't buy. Wait, what? I can't.
yeah,
buy?
if you have a legal medical a card that goes on a federal background check thing, and
Really?
if you have, since weed is still federally illegal, you cannot own a firearm.
Oh, that's right. It's still not. It's a state thing, not a federal thing. So yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate.
Hey, just let you know, you don't actually have to be on it. You don't actually have to be, as long as your state doesn't require a piss test, you don't even have to fucking mention it. Michigan, you're allowed to you can use Missouri doesn't share the info, but I'm not wanting to try. Hey, you want to know the honest truth of the matter is if worse comes to shove, they simply deny you.
Yeah.
It's or you talk to your. True. This is a point.
Wasn't Soul Hunter the horrible movie? I don't know. I know it's
I
I
love
know
how-
it's, I know it's a book. Warhammer book. Oh,
I understand that
my lady
completely.
has gone to Warhammer. Yes, oh yes, it has. Putting
Maybe,
together
Professor.
a new gaming desktop. There you go.
Well, Professor, maybe, just maybe, once Unification mod gets updated, we might drag you along into a little bit of a tournament. A little bit of a fun show, because they said, according to the guys in the chat, they were talking about doing increasing map sizes up to 8v8.
Ooh.
Kyle, can you imagine what an 8v8 survival map would look like on Insanity?
Oh
No.
God. Oh God. I don't think our computers can handle it.
I know my Ken.
Well,
I
Bob,
am
you have
blessed.
$5,000 worth of RAM.
No, Kyle has my $5,000 worth of RAM, Alan.
He gave it to me in a
It's just-
baggie.
In front of a school bus, and it looked like a drug deal.
Yeah, that was fun.
Once again, back on the topic.
$5,000 the RAM.
Back on the topic of the first captain of the 8th Legion. Where did this mysterious crackhead come from? Who also likes to break people's spinal columns?
Nostromo?
Nostromo Quantus, yes, born in City's Edge, more than a century before the Horse Heresy. And even as a
Isn't
child,
their language isn't it like French Detroit?
I have no idea. It's worse than Detroit back in the back dirt before the riots. Or
Well, I'm
during
just
the
saying,
riots.
I'm just saying it's like French, but they're insulting each other, like Latin French.
I have no idea, man. I haven't studied much of the
Right.
Night Lord's League.
Extra noses,
Battle
pounces
camp
on you.
training.
Ooh, you're so
I
warm.
only know this.
Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses, your Nicky, wakey, toe, gamer, tilde, hee hee.
Even as a
Right.
child,
Extra noses, pounces on you. Ooh, you're so warm. Couldn't help but notice your boats from across the floor. Noses, your Nicky, wakey, toe, gamer, tilde, hee hee.
damn you,
Anyways,
Wendigo.
Kyle, what you were saying?
I wasn't
It-
saying
well-
anything.
No,
What?
well, we asked you a question. Did you?
Uh-oh.
Are you going to answer?
I didn't hear the question.
So the question we're asking is, what wasn't like the Nostromo language? What was it called again?
The Strawman?
Yeah, but like, how is it? Didn't it sound like it was like it was like fluent and like very like pleasant to the ear sounding, but they were pretty much calling you every single thing under the sun.
You know
Well,
what?
back of sun.
I'm not positive. I'd have to find a source that says something somewhere. Apparently, AIM
Also,
wants to
apparently-
play Lockdown. Ugh.
Who wants to play lockdown? What?
AIM wants to
When,
play
where-
Lockdown.
when, where, whatever the hell.
Oh, it's been a hot minute since I played that, and I actually got better internet.
What's the difference between Detroit and demilitarized zone? They don't normally speak English in DMZs.
But even as a
not wrong.
even as a child, Jago began displaying psychic powers, to which he was eventually taken into the Night Lords, showing himself to be a fast, deadly, and incredibly dangerous warrior, to the point where he eventually, and I say only eventually, because remember, Night Lords, he was born a century before the Horse Heresy, and by then Jago was first captain, so he eventually doesn't take credit. He fucking rocketed up the ranks.
But here's the thing, though: did he rock it up because he was good at his job? Did he rock it up because everyone kept dying around him? Or did he rock it up because he knew the best way to skin a baby?
Guessing a combination of all three.
D.
Carry on.
He eventually rose the post of first captain officer of the what the fuck is that word? the crypta, the inner circle of the senior captains. We'll go with that. The inner circle. We'll call it that for now. And I'm not
Yeah,
using
so
that.
practically
funny.
the Mortival.
Here,
It's kind of like
here.
that's kind of like a Mortival, right?
No, fuck no. Don't ever compare these crackheads to the Mournival. The Mournival was a functional society.
Like, I was just
I
saying
know what
because
you're talking about, Bob. I'm sure it was all fine and dandy and roses.
they're talking about the best ways to paint a wall with a trash can full of dead children.
Sevatar has even during this, Sevatar had suppressed his psychic powers ever since joining the Legion, due to a certain situation known as the Council of Nicaea. But Conrad Kurz was aware of his powers. Sevatar had somewhat of a calming influence on Kurz, and that is a understatement of a fucking lifetime. He managed to convince Kurz to withdraw during a standoff with Korax and the Raven Guard during the Krenanine Retribution. During the campaign, Cruz had stated that the time to draw their brother's blood had not yet come. This perplexed Sevatar, like, what in the fuck did he just say? Of course, Cruz, having Farsight, was able to predict the heresy was coming. And Cruz had replied that he knew the answer to Sevatar's question as well as how the first captain was destined to die and would divulge both. Sevatar then said, I don't give a fuck. It did not raise the question again, the issue again.
I've seen your mom's inner circle.
But yeah. He also, alongside his subordinate Kurklesh, which I think he tried to assume the rank of the Lord of the 8th Legion after Sevatar disappeared, but he couldn't hold it together. They basically massacred an entire civilization, a civilian populace, which caused a little bit of issues with the Imperial fists under Sigismund and Fafnir Ron. to other people that will eventually be getting their own episode. After a heated verbal
Bob,
exchange
I'm
with
sure that most of the civilians did something wrong, whether it was jaywalking or theft or murder or,
or
like letting your
ignoring the
dog shit on
chipmunk
your neighbor's yard.
or ignoring the chipmunk.
Or the worst of it all,
Uh oh. Did that
littering.
happen? Oh, it did happen. Uh oh. All right, guys.
Kyle's gonna be quiet for the next 30 minutes.
After a heated verbal exchange, where I'm guessing because Sigismund normally the guy who can't really get under his skin. Oh, who the fuck am I kidding? Sigismund has been thrown down at a drop of a hat. He threw a surprise blow, which was blocked by Sevatar, which they both agreed afterwards to agree to a duel to end their disputes, with the rule being only blows with weapons are allowed, and it would end when one warrior yielded. And after a fierce battle of Kyle, can you guess how many hours they dueled? Straight?
74.
How the fuck did you know? Oh, you've read the fucking books. Of course you know this info.
Actually, no, that's actually true. I just fucking pulled it up my ass.
I think it was 72 or 74 hours. I'm gonna double check my work through. Yeah, through my information. Doop-a-doo. Good old Wikipedia, double checking your work while on stream. But I could have sworn it was a fuck long time. Because Jago is a. Oh, my bad. It wasn't 72. It was 30 hours straight.
I see. I was not close.
Without break, without stop, just swing, swing.
And neither one able to land a blow. The duel only ended when Sevatar violated the rules by headbutting Sigismund in the teeth. Though Sevatar forfeited the battle by that, he stated he had nevertheless won, and Sigismund should always remember there is no honor in war. Even though Sigismund judged Sevatar a coward for the way he and his legion conducted war, he respected his formidable fighting skill as a warrior. Now, I'm going to give a caveat here. A bunch of the inner circle believed, yeah, we could take Sigismund after this. During the Siege of Terror, not one moron of the 8th Legion went, I'm going to go try to fight Sigismund. Not one. They knew fucking better. When the man starts screaming about Imperator Volt with a new shiny fucking sword, it's time to stop fighting him, and it's time to stay the fuck away. Let all the other captains get massacred. Which actually somewhat worked for them. Judging that afterwards, they can actually the most war bands. Though the real incident came during the destruction of Nostromo. And even though Sevatar agreed with Kurz's course of action and saw the entire planetary society as sinners who deserve to be punished, aka nuked into high hells, despite the pleas of Shang, he refused to attempt to convince crews to halt the planetary bombardment. And this was the first time when everybody came to the conclusion that Conrad Kurz was missing a few bolts out of his magazine, if you catch my drift. That and something Sevatar went, nah, he's fine, And after a long, angry conversation, he called Shang weak, but admitted that Kurz was becoming more unstable. Nah, just blowing up your fucking planet. And during this time, during the bombardment, there were widespread mutinies among both the mortals and the space marines of the Night Lord's fleet, which Sevatar and his honor guard put down. Mind you, Sevatar also went and had a conversation with Conrad Kurz at this, where he basically called Conrad a bitch. Yes. He basically, when he said, "Oh, is this how you fucking?" When Conrad tried to justify how he ruled and just had to destroy Nostromo, he basically went, "What other way did you try?" There was no other way. Okay, why? It was the only way it could be done. And Sevatar's exact reaction was, "Okay, what about your brothers? How come they didn't have to fucking immediately butcher the populace? How come they didn't have to blow up their fucking homeworld?" Hmm? Curse? Hmm? In case you didn't know, Jago gave exactly 0 fucking shits.
I
The
mean, I
man
would
tried to
figure.
rally his the man tried to rally a fuck army, but it was fucking defeated. But
It was defeated, not obliterated.
yes, he went fuck shopping, but there were no fucks left to buy. But Sevatar was present with Captain Maricon during the gathering of the captains and commanders of the Night Lords, Iron Warriors, Alpha Legion, Ward Bears Legions, in preparation for the drop site massacre. He greeted Algol Tall, the Lord of the Galvar Vakt. Don't ask me to say that quick. And stood at his side for the meeting. And after Logar concluded his speech to the gathered Space Marines, and their passions were fired up, Sevatar was the one who gave utterance to the Chaos Space Marines' greatest battle cry. Alan, would you like to say it?
Nah, go ahead, bud.
Of course, you gotta blow out the fucking candle, you rat bastard. Death to the false emperor.
It's all you, bud.
Rally cry which would be used by the forces of chaos for millennia. And he shook Tall's hand in a manner of fellow warriors. However, after it came out that Ergo Tall and the Galvar were a little more than demon hosts, Savitar basically was like, "Ugh," and grew openly hostile to any of the ward bearers. Not to the degree of the Iron Warriors, if I've ever told you that story.
Not that I can recall.
During the drop site massacre, the Iron Warriors started just bombarding anywhere that had loyalists on that. It didn't matter if it was danger close or right on top of their allies. To the point where I think it was Corfara Royal radioed back to him like, "You're shooting us, stop your fire." And the Iron Warriors called back laughing and goes, "Have faith, word bearer. We're all bleeding today." And then cut the comms and just kept the fucking motors flying.
Huh.
I fucking love the Iron Warriors. Earth shaking kaboom. Yes, earth shattering kaboom. Was Savitar's Arteo Dominatus. I actually. Oh, I see. You're making a Sabaton joke. And mind you, after the drop site massacre, which was a growing success for the traders, Horus decided he had to keep a certain angry cat person away from Terra at all costs. So he sent the Night Lords to harass and destroy the Dark Angels.
And how'd that go?
Poorly, very fucking poorly for the Eighth Legion. When Kurz offered a parlay to Lionel Johnson during the Thamas Crusade, both brothers agreed to be accompanied by 2 of their Astartes. Sevatar was one of Kurz's battle gods, along with Zhang, his house Carl. You want to know who the Dark Angels who accompanied their Primarch were?
Hmm.
Master Aegios and the Paladin Corswain. In case you don't know, Corswain is known as the Knight Champion of Caliban, and one of the few people that I would personally want to throw in my hat that would probably be able to beat Sigismund in a sword fight. And though Sevatar had seriously wounded Aegios during the Thamas Crusade, and mockingly promised to use his head as a trophy, when Corswain told Sevatar saying that he knew their mothers had mated with pigs in the Stroman, aka I will speak your own tongue and insult your mothers. It was just laughs. They're like, "Well, holy fuck! I wasn't expecting that from the Boy Scout of the Dark Angels." But Sevatar had noted that Corsorane's Nostroman was horribly accented, but was very accurate. But at this time, Sevatar was also wearing a mark of their legion known as the Sinner's Red Gauntlets, a sign that he was condemned to death at the hands of curs for crimes committed by traitors and fools. When Corsoran had asked Sevatar which he was, he replied, "Both." It was at this moment the parley broke down when Lionel Johnson attacked Conrad Kurz for slandering his loyalty. And though Sevatar would ultimately kill Agios in the subsequent fight, another problem had happened. Can you guess what this problem was?
What's that?
Corswain's sword was through the chest of fucking Conrad Kurz. As the Dark Angels didn't exactly believe in parley, as a massive ambush was kicked off at Shoal in orbit. Rather than flee with the rest of the Karapita, Sevatar ordered the Nightfall to remain and help the slower ships to escape. It subsequently fell to Sevatar to reform the 8th Legion survivors of the ambush, forming a new inner circle, killing 2 of its members. Sevatar divided the Legion between him and 5 of his brother to 6 great companies that would be allowed to operate independently of Legion Command in an attempt to awaken Kurz. Sevatar used the long-suppressed psychic powers to enter Kurz's mind, but Conrad Kurz doesn't like people poking in his brain. And he was shit-whipped back into consciousness. It was at this moment Sevatar found out the Dark Angels had found them. In mustering the Night Lord's fleet, Sevatar was in the midst of commanding it, empowering through the Dark Angel battle line. When Kurz finally awoke, ordered the first captain instead to bring the Anatar with him in a boarding action against the invincible fucking reason. Because why not? Why not go attack Lionel Johnson on his home turf when you already got stabbed in the teeth twice? Fucking, I swear Kurz was a nut job. You know what? After I've said it, I think that was his actual fucking problem.
It's Conrad goddamn Kurz. You expect his brain to be on the same plane of existence as everyone else?
Fair enough. Complying with his Primarch's order, Sevatar joined him in battle. However, having used his psychic power shortly before combat began to have problems affect him. As such, he had a fucking grand mal seizure during the battle and was captured along with his entirety of the first company, his honor guard. Later, Sevatar was found imprisoned, still aboard the Invincible Reason. Whether his battle brothers had been shot in the face or transferred, he did not know. He was at this point in terrible pain from his awakening psychic talent and believed he was fucking dying, and he absolutely was. He started bleeding very rapidly from the eyes a lot.
Ooh, that's not good.
But it was during this time, Sevatar made a friend. I know. Who would make friends with the giant, scary Batman, angry murder Batman? A child. An astropath, to be
But
precise.
he's not a priest.
He's not
Do
Logar,
not.
no.
No, that's why it was actually more Batman and Robin, less Hide the Sausage.
The
The
get
astropath
banned here.
Atlanti. From the
One day,
astropathic
if we ever get followers.
from the astropathic choir of the Invincible Reason, who sought him out to ease his pain and stop his psychic talents from killing him. The little girl also warned him that her contact to a heretic was discovered, and the young girl. Well, let me rephrase that. She warns him that she'd been discovered in contact with a traitor, and Sevatar could literally hear her being beaten until her spine was broken by the master of the choir. Before this, Sevatar was behaving himself.
Now he's angry.
He was angry. When the Dark Angels initiated a transfer of Sevatar to a present transport ship, he managed to escape them,
Batman!
ex- escape their custody.
Conrad Kurz loves Lincoln Park and My Chemical Romance.
Mind you, after the little choir girl managed to fuck with the minds of 12 Dark Angels exposed to him, Sevatar made his way to the astropathic choir's quarters. And I don't think I need to explain to you what happened to the poor bastard who was the master of the choir.
He got his spine folded a few times, I'm guessing.
Yeah, in punishment for
Revoked his skin privileges.
as punishment for hurting Atlee, he methodically killed the master of the choir. And when the Dark Angels came storming in, the child was sitting beside Sevatar, and Sevatar just splintered this fucker in 20 pieces. He goes, "I am justice, I am judgment, I am punishment, and I surrender." Later, back in a cell, Sevatar was filled with a new sense of cold purpose that eluded him for decades, and his psychic powers no longer were killing him, which was a terrible thing to learn for everybody else. And though we currently don't know what has happened to Sevatar, and we'll probably find that out in the Scouring series, I fucking hope.
When the Night Lords finally get their fucking army.
Because I really want to know what the hell happened to him. He was succeeded by Zhou Shao, a Terran born who basically saw the Legion dismantled, and some like a certain apothecary Talos.
I know that name.
Put this down to Shaw not being a Nostroman, but according to the Antimer asked by a member of the First Claw of the 10th Company, it was mostly because they felt no one could live up to his reputation. And during a moment with his chosen, Kurz demanded Sevatar come forward, only to be informed Sevatar was long dead. Which, a revelation that had left the Night Haunter angry.
Very inky or just slightly inky?
Pissed.
Oh
He
no.
confided to, and though Talos later confided to a navigator of the Echo of Damnation, he believes Sevatar is still alive, or Kurz believed that. A prospect Talos dismissed. And until we actually have his final death, because last we heard he is still aboard the Invincible Reasons jail cell, we don't know what's happened to Jago. Good old Sevatar. And suffice to say,
It is sort of like a Thorn thing where people are like, he's still alive, there's no body.
yeah, no, you don't ever. If you have a name, Space Marine, unless there's a corpse, you don't fucking count him dead. You just don't. It aggravates me to say that. You just don't, though.
So okay, they're probably keeping him alive because they're thinking, how can we bring him back and make money?
Well, I thought that too, because I legitimately thought during the you remember before Gilliman came back, the Psychic Awakening, or not the Psychic Awakening, the Fall of Cadia, Kyle?
Yeah.
You remember that how there was a stasis tube that had somebody inside of it that had Abaddon pissed off to high heaven?
I do remember hearing something about that, but not very much.
Well, it was hinted that that was Garviel. My thought process being that was Garviel fucking Loken.
I think I heard someone else mention about that. They might have been thinking the same thing.
And then Dan Abbott killed Loken off at the end of the end of the death part 3 in the most bullshit way possible.
Well,
I will
then
say
not
again,
him.
if you put me in a room with Erebus, Logar, and all 4 Chaos Gods in a magazine with 20 bullets in it that could kill anything I have, I still would shoot fucking Erebus 20 times.
There's no such thing as overkill.
Logan had to die because GW won't let good people live. Well, that was the thing. It was looking really like... Fuck Erebus, yes. The real sad thing is, I am an
F.
unbiased.
Erebus.
Oh fuck! I love Dan Abbott's work, but the end of the death part 3 was hard to fucking listen to. I refuse to even. I can't recommend somebody buying it, even it's the end of the Horse Heresy. It was that fucking shit of a book, in my humble opinion. It was like he was like, fuck it, I'm done with it. He just wrote some shit.
I
That's
don't know what he did.
unfortunate.
It was fucking terrible. I legitimately, my first thought was, am I listening to TTS or am I listening to the fucking end of the death? That's how fucking, and mind you, TTS is fine when it's not canon.
That's the thing. It's not canon.
The end of the death is canon, and I couldn't tell the two fucking apart.
No, I'm saying TTS. That's the thing about TTS. That's not canon. That's what I'm saying.
I know. That's why it's funny as fuck. It's not so funny when you start making that shit your personality and have that written as a book, Dan. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Professor TTS is better at writing than most of the canon.
I think Bob
Like,
is angry
no, it's just one of those
or
fucking
disappointed.
things. Well, because the first Dan Abbott started the first Horus Heresy books. The first was Horus Rising, False Gods, and I can't remember the third fucking one for life of me at the moment. But they were great fucking books. And at the end, they started doing stupid shit like giving I know some people are a fan of Aaron Dembski Bowden in here. A guy who arguably writes chaos really fucking good, but he openly hates the Emperor. They gave him the Master of Mankind novel. Which even fucking Aaron Dembski Bowden went, what? What? Why are you having me write this one? To the point where, yeah, his bias is obvious. It's chaos. Yeah, at least he's not Ward, though. I will give you that. Except, you know what? No, I'm going to retract that statement. When you involve SK Don, he is just as bad as fucking Ward. And you can't even deny that fact, Professor. We could meet to work at GW in a short bus. Jeez Louise. But I'm back on topic of Jago. He is equipped with a master-crafted artificer armor. He has an iron halo, frag grenades, crack grenades, and a special master-crafted Nostroman chain glaive known as the Knight's Whisper. You're probably wondering, what in the fuck is a chain glaive?
Sounds pretty fucking sweet.
Shameless plug to Discord, by the way. For that thing. Yes, that fucking thing.
Yeah, that looks pretty fucking sweet.
Did
That
I
is pretty
mention it?
fucking sweet.
That
It's
whole
anti-armor.
fucking model's pretty fucking sweet. Hold on, I'm fucking making that bigger. Yeah, fucking, I love the fucking Night Lord armor.
I think he was the first Night Lord to actually adopt the skull motif for his helmet, too. Yeah, did I mention also that fucking thing is armor piercing?
Beautiful.
But yet a bolt gun isn't.
Well, mind you, this weapon is also originally one of Conrad Kurz's tools. Until he shat whip it, and Jago basically went yoink.
So Jago pulled a Blood Raven. This
Yes,
is mine now. This is one of my relics.
but it was called Knight's Whisper because unlike the chain glaives of most of the Legion, Knight's Whisper was a subliant purr instead of a roar. So it would basically just that as it's tearing through armor, Astartes power armor. But yeah, bit of a shorter episode. That is Jago. Oh, another good picture of Sevatarian. Yeah. There you go, Kyle. There's a bit of a better one for you.
Let's see here. Ooh, that's some good artwork. I like that. Yeah, the whole just the fucking the flesh, the bat wings, the lightning armor. I want a fucking Night Lord's army now.
Yeah, don't piss off Sevatarian. The man is a fucking minius.
Well, since we're done with them, did you want to talk about some Night Lord stuff?
Actually, yeah. Their tactics. Well, Night Lords do practice a lot of hit and run. And so there actually are still a lot of their war bands out and about. Mostly because of but Jago's action was separating the fleets into the six great companies. Luckily, some of their more esoteric characters like Grenvor Scryfak got his conuptance at the end of the Horus Heresy.
That Conductors, I'm pretty sure you mean he got his shit rocked.
He had to. Well, I'll explain the Painted Count. He's the reason why the Night Lords became mass murderers. That's not a joke.
So he's as Erebus is for chaos.
Yes,
the blood count is for.
Instead of recruiting from the nobility and the noble souls of Nostromo, I think it was his brother or his cousin was the governor that Kurz left behind. He started, with Grendel Scrivak's help, he started sending more and more criminals into the Legion to be recruited.
And let me guess, it was a thought of, then we don't got to worry about jails and executions.
Yep.
How the fuck did I know that?
Because corrupt's gonna corrupt. Mind you, Scrivak also had a demon-powered sword that allowed him superhuman reflexes, the ability of limited farsight, and made him a ungodly natural duelist. You want to know who he picked to fight with during the Siege of Terra?
Jack Khan?
Is Sigamon?
Uraldaran.
Don't know that one.
He is the chapter master and the first lord of the Blood Angels.
Oh. Blood Angels, aka what the Emperor's children could have been if they had did a little less drugs.
Actually, Alan, in times of war before their descent into craziness, I would say the Emperor's children were some of the finest soldiers of the Imperium. And that's a Lunar Wolf speaking.
Well, I'm also saying this. I'm saying this as in, how they are now.
Oh yeah, no. But with all that, Grendor Scrifak goes, Raldaran. Raldaran. I am Grendor Scrifak, the Painted Count of the 8th Legion. And your doom is mine. You want to know how Raldaran replied to this statement?
Extensive face.
Get fucked.
I've never heard of you.
Worse.
And he went chopping it at Raldaran. And it was at that moment he saw Raldaran swing her guard open, and he took a swing at it. Mind you, Scrivak is demon enhanced, with the ability of Farsight, right? He still was too slow. It was at this moment Scrivak started to panic.
I always say this too, because it's like, what's the point of being able to see the future if your opponent is faster than you? Because no matter how far you can see in the future, if you can't move your body fast enough to block, all you know is, oh fuck, I'm gonna die, like 3 minutes in advance.
At this moment, Scrivak moves back and goes, Night Lords, help me! And Raldaran gives one of the meanest burns I've ever fucking read in 40k. That was always your lot's problem. You murderers make terrible war. Hang on, I will look up the exact response because this is a mean fucking burn to the Night Lords. Raldoron.
Anyways, so how about
Scribe
them? Oh, he's done. I was gonna entertain people.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you want to do some shout outs while Bob does the stuff?
I'll say I fixed the shoutouts if you want to do some.
Alright, give me 1 second. I'm getting it set up. Ooh, shout outs.
Here we are. I
Never mind.
managed to find it, but keep it going. Just gotta scroll down. Here we go. Raldoron. Never heard if he was
Oh.
to reply. Duel goes on. He
I made
He
him
moved in
different
for
one
the
because
kill.
I had the
He missed, for he was too slow. Raldoron sidestepped the blow and twisted it aside with a simple flick of his blade. Scriver stepped back. The delicious feeling of power was gone. The world lost its sheen. He was in the raid, on the wall, surrounded by the dead, and he could not beat this man. Panic gripped the Night Lord's gut. His blade was heavy. It would not respond as it had. Where before it had accumulated his skills, leading him to greater speed and strength, now it did nothing. Raldoron pressed the attack, battering at Scrivac with a fury of blows that he could barely deflect, and the demon deserted him. No, it cannot be. The power sword bringing against the edge. That's always been the problem with your Legion, Night Lord. You're quick with your torturous knives, but so few of you are worthy warriors.
Ooh,
Raldoron
fuck.
swung his sword overarm, building momentum into a blow that would cut a powered armored warrior in two. Scrivac parried it just in time, stepping back, nearly tripping on the corpse of another Night Lord. Raldoron followed in with another blow and another. Scrivac struggled to stop him. He was so fast. Scrivac was a spaceman captain, more than passable swordsman, but Raldoron was a hero of the Imperium whose name was known across the galaxy for his swordsmanship. Raldoron attacked with greater ferocity. Scrivac's arm was numb from the deflecting of blows, and he forbade a few more attacks but put him in more danger. As Raldoron countered at every one, his last riposte was turned away. Raldoron's power blade scraped sparks across the side of his breastplate. Scrivac then cried out, "Night Lords, to me!" No, it was Anthematar, to me! If they had heard, they did nothing. They fought the Blood Angels, Dreadnought still, their numbers reduced to 3. Night Lords, help me! His power pack scraped on Rocktree as his back to the outer wall. He could retreat no further. Raldoron faced him. His energy sword flashed during the downpour. Listen to you, the masters of fear. You are cowards, like all cruel men. The power sword slashed across his chest, breaking open ceramite and severing the power cables. The painted count staggered, unbalanced by the sudden loss of energy to his warplate systems. Raldoron lunged forward, stunning Scrivac further with a blow to his face with a strike from his pommel guard. His eye lenses cracked. The power faded, and Raldoron addressed him. You are and always were an evil legion. You took the Emperor's mission, twisted it, selfish, monstrous torturers of the weak, snarled Raldoron. If Horus had not turned, I would have gladly led the hunt to hunt your kind myself. I thank you from my heart that you came to my sword and saved me the trouble of looking. Wait, cried the painted count. I give you my surrender. You beat me. I am your prisoners. There are no prisoners in this war, said Raldoron. How much mercy have you shown to those you have harmed? How much mercy have you had to them? Now get off my wall. And with a kick that sounded like thunder, Scrivac fell from the lion's wall.
Oof. So he didn't just die. He got toasted on the way down with words.
Oh no, that's the best part. Scrivac fucking fell from the wall. A broken man in his armor, and the demon gave, "I'll save you." but it's gonna cost you, and tortured him for another 10,000 fucking years.
Nice.
So he got tortured. Nice.
For 10 after getting his pride kicked the shit in.
Oof.
Oh, I fucking hate Scrivac.
We noticed.
But it was a joy to read that bit when Raldoron kicked his absolute fucking shit. What the fuck?
I still I want to say one thing though. My favorite, even though it's non-canon, act of vengeance is during the Dornian heresy. What Logar did to Erebus. You can tell that
fucking
person
thing.
hated Erebus.
Oh, I know what you're talking. If I find the picture, I will send it.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about?
I know a little bit of the Dorian Heresy. I think we talked about it once. I
So
think.
the Dorian heresy is like, it's like a switch of like loyalist and traitor, and this one Logar was a loyalist, and he fucking stuck Erebus on a spike in his back while he's forever still alive and forever burning.
Yeah, mind you, Logar is still, or Erebus is still the cause of this heresy.
Yes, it's just
He doesn't get away with
Logar
this.
got him.
Here, picture for everybody to enjoy.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, he's still alive, by the way.
That's
His soul is
fucking
eternally
Erebus just
burning
eternally on fire.
on a stick.
Yes,
Yes,
on
his
a
soul
stick.
His
constantly being
soul. Oh, and also if he did so, he's wearing he's wearing a like the quote unquote emperor's armor. So it's like he's forever burning in the visions of the emperor.
Jesus, damn.
Dorian heresy is kind of funny at times. I'm not going to
I
lie.
will say I like that part, but it's because fuck Erebus.
The rest of it, I kind of find a little wonky, but I enjoy that one.
Yeah, I know that's always been my favorite part. It's just watching it. It's just Erebus getting up into the Dorian heresy.
Burn,
Oh.
baby, burn. But any questions about Jago, Alan, or Kyle?
I thought he maybe had a lot more than that, but no, not too much. I need
Not
to
a lot
finish
more about
I need
Jago,
to finish
sadly.
reading the Night Lord books. I only
What?
read the first one so far.
So he's still not back in current canon, but it's been hinted at that he might.
He might be still kicking, because the last we see him is during the Invincible Reason, after he breaks that choir master's spinal column.
Yeah.
That's the last we see of Jago.
Okay, so that's the main thing. It's like, okay, yeah, so he might be coming back. We don't fucking know.
Like I said, if it's a named Astartes or a named character at all, if you don't find a corpse, it ain't dead.
Yeah, I remember that part.
Unless canon openly states he's dead and gone, like completely dead, and there's a corpse found, it ain't dead. It's hiding.
And also, it's a Night Lord, so they do hide pretty good.
Oh, fuck. But yeah. What kind of topic should we cover next time, Alan? I'll let you pick the general area where we guide the Explorator fleet, and I will cover a topic from that group.
Have we ever did a deep dive on Sigismund?
That's first of the month, and I will discuss why some people think Age of Sigmar is better, and they're wrong.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Well,
That'll be
the next Monday after that.
Yeah, that will be our Warhammer. I will discuss why certain people prefer Age of Sigmar. Hey, you know what, Alan? You're right. I have not done a deep dive on the first High Marshal, the Lord of the first Emperor's Champion.
Yeah, I was like, because I know you love. I know you have a hard on for Sigismund, so I was like, that'd be the perfect.
I really like the Black Templars and their lore. Simply because Sigismund, even as he's ripped at half dying, spits at Abaddon, you will die like your fucking coward father died. Weepy. Mind you, at this point,
Yeah,
he's in two pieces.
Sigismund does have some nice burns. I've been I've been listening to the Emperor's Children. I mean, not the Emperor's Children. The what's it called? The Siege of Terra novels while I've been working.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just listening to Sigismund is like, holy shit, that guy's a badass.
Oh yeah, no. When he comes off the chain by the quote Dorn, my greatest son, I set you loose now. Do what you do best. Make them hurt.
And what's even better too is that at one point he said, "You are not my son.
Yep.
You never will be."
And then my greatest son.
Yep. Then he realizes. Then he even Dorn realizes I done fucked up.
But yeah, no, I don't really. I like all the Horus Heresy characters. Some of them I love the hate. Like perfect example, Erebus and Scrivac. But they're written as such good bastard or good writing for these bastards. That's why I fucking hate them. It's easy with how well they're written. Well, until Dan Abbott had him just appear out of nowhere and double shank Loken in the spinal column. I'm still fucking pissed. But
You will
yeah,
never forgive. You will never forget.
I will never forget. That was like fucking. It was like, well, Dan Abbott. The more I look at it, the more I realize more and more stupid shit was being introduced during the Siege of Terror, like the whole Annuncia thing and the Erda whole part. I'm not sure if you got that far yet, Alan.
I know the gist of it is like I'm on like the middle of the second book because I just
spoil.
downloaded it all.
I will not spoil anything because you're gonna go, why the fuck did they create this character and what the fuck was her point in the plot?
Oh, I know because I knew her before the Siege of Terra.
It's just
I know we've mentioned her once or twice on the show.
yeah, I remember I cracked a joke. Like most things in life, when something goes horribly wrong, it's because somebody had a woman moment. And everybody went, wow!
And that's when we thought you were gonna get killed by a Wendigo.
Listen, if Aim read the whole shtick, yeah, I know, I hate that fucking bit too. About AI person. Oh, Al person. I hate what they did with him too. I really fucking do. The whole John Grammaticus arc fucking aggravates me more than anything. I am so happy in current lore that a certain person has fucking John Grammaticus heads and he's openly stated, I killed him and I took his hands. So he would quit breaking things. For once, an elf did the right thing. But yeah, I guess next week, or probably 3 weeks from now, because next week will be our next episode will be why Age of Sigmar is decent.
Yeah, next Monday there will not be a show because, as we mentioned before, when the show was first starting, we will all be in a different state. I will be like
And we do
300 something miles away from my computer.
And we do not have internet in the valleys of Appalachia.
And I will leave you with a quote, ladies and gentlemen. Zeal makes all things possible. Duty makes all things simple. So, we thank you for stopping by.
Who are we rating, Kyle?
I gotta start looking. I wanted to get these last two backpacks done real quick, but let me see what we got here.
We can just send them to
School
X.
to finally pass the 8th grade? No, fuck that. That's too hard.
You know what? I'll also give you another quote. That one of the angriest burns to ever lit up a person. You'll die as your weakling father died, soulless, honorless, weeping, ashamed. This is after he's torn in two by the talon of Horus.
Well, I'm trying to see. We got Davicus is painting right now.
We also have X.
X is playing. Oh, X is playing Lockdown. That's probably what Ain was talking about when you first come in about playing Lockdown with her with Ain.
Yeah.
See you next stream, Professor. Oh, $20 says they bring back Sigismund and some bullshit reamp of the Black Templars.
All right. Well, we'll send everybody over to go see X.
Come with me, and you will be in a world of constant annihilation.
Pure inebriation.
I thought you were going to say OSHA violations for a second.
Listen, that was where my brain first went. The fuck is that
Alrighty.
one?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody know. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you all learned something today, as I did, and enjoyed the painting of the models and the shilling of the Discord. We have some more shilling we can do. Don't forget to give a follow to up the account to the War of the Beast, which has lowered thanks to Bob on being able to control his swearing. We are at 1,500 followers now.
I'm shocked nobody popped that off this day because I wasn't paying
nobody
attention at
called
all.
for it. I was waiting. We also have a merch store. You can do exclamation point merch in the chat or check out our Discord. There's a merch page. We have a new cup out that you guys all might like. And then the Art of Lore. We got the Dubby. We got Art of Lore for whatever. We got the Instagram. Sadly, that we don't talk about no more. But
Why the
shit!
fuck
Look
do
at
we
this.
have an
3 minutes.
Instagram?
Oh, bye, everybody.
Goodbye.